will worship no one else, no.
Dennis and Aity Inyang had been waiting nearly 20 years to have a child. At times, it didn't seem like it was going to happen. However, they maintained their faith in God and their dedication to one another.
I did not marry my wife as a baby machine. I didn't marry my wife just because I wanted her to give me children. Don't get me wrong, it's fine. I love children, I wanted children, but I had also made up my mind that even if my wife did not have a child, I would not divorce her.
You have done everything humanly, medically, that you knew and it was not possible. I came to a point, I said, God, even if you don't give me children, it's okay.
Dennis and Aity believed God would visit them. While waiting to become pregnant, they received an unexpected, lovely gift.
First, God blessed me with a baby girl. Her name is Lovely. And I was happy. God, you finally blessed me with Lovely. But after Lovely, my period stopped. My menstrual period stopped. And it was like moving from frying pan to the fire. So the case got worse. How are you going to be pregnant without having your periods, for heaven's sake? I didn't know how God was going to handle that. I was happy with Lovely. She's my baby.
Aity believed she was still meant to give birth. And one day, her yearning overwhelmed her.
I saw her and she was so broken. She came towards me and I asked her, what's the problem? What she did took me totally unawares. She went on her knees before me and held my feet. But in my environment, if you do that, that means you had really run to the person and you needed help.
I took a seed because, God responds to seed, but it just came upon me to take a seed and sow. So I took a seed and sowed. I said, this seed I'm sowing for my babies. I'm not sowing to you as my husband. I'm sowing to you as a man of God. You pray for others and they have babies.
Then she said to me, I want to have a baby this year. And said to me, just like you minister to others to get pregnant, I want to get pregnant this year. I must say to you that at that point, it was like, God, what's happening? How could this woman do this?
I wiped my teeth, said, don't worry. God will visit you this year. You'll be pregnant this year.
I didn't even know how that was going to come to pass. I wished I had said you will be pregnant because that didn't have a timeline. That wouldn't have a timeline. But I said you'll be pregnant this year. What if she was not pregnant that year? I had given her hope and I really needed God to help me to bring it to pass. But at that moment, the Lord just said to me, you're going to be a beneficiary of this visitation. Don't use the seed. And the Lord laid upon my heart, take that seed to a minister, another minister, a senior minister, and let him pray with you.
Dennis followed the Lord's instructions. 4 months later, Aity went to the doctor for her regular checkup and received incredible news.
Congratulations, madam. You're pregnant. I'm like, excuse me? My period had stopped some years back, so I was surprised to hear that. And she says, I'm hearing 2 heartbeats. And I told her, what does that mean in English? And she says, it means you're carrying twins. I said, for real? I now called my husband from the hospital. I said, I've been diagnosed of being pregnant. And my husband goes, congratulations. I said, it's like you believe it. He said, yes, I believe it. And he said, oh, my wife, pastor, you don't have faith. I said, no, I have faith. It's not that I don't have faith. I have faith, but I just don't want anything to truncate my peace. I don't want anyone to come back tomorrow and tell me, no, it was a mistake.
There was no mistake. After 24 years of marriage, Aity and Dennis gave birth to twins, Awesome and Gladsome.
My husband gave the names to the babies, Awesome and Gladsome. The boy is called Awesome because he said, God has really shown us that he is awesome. And the girl is called Gladsome because he said, we are gladsome. We are glad that God has done this. I still stand in awe of God. When I see my babies, sometimes I pick Lovely from school. I'm like, excuse me. This is me. I pick Lovely from school and she gives me a trouble. I say, you can give me some more. And then you can, sometimes they enter into my bedroom and it's like a cyclone struck in my bedroom. They turn the whole place upside down. I'm like, these are my children for real. God could do this, against all odds.
I see how amazing and how faithful the God we serve is. Sometimes I close early from work just to come and play with them. It gives me so much joy and deepens my faith in God.
Dennis and Aity wrote books about their journey and have advice for other couples who are waiting on God for a miracle.
What I would say is they should not give up, no matter how bad the medical report is. My medical report was bad. It couldn't be worse. If you don't have your periods anymore, it couldn't be worse than that. And for me personally, I adopted many children. I've always told women, adopt. In my house, I've always had children. Adopted, rented, borrowed, adopted. Anyhow, I had children in my house. And when you sow into the life of other children, it has a way of coming back.
Traditionally, where we come from, people think that if a couple cannot have a baby, it must be the woman's fault. But it's not true. It's not true. Sometimes it's the man's fault. So to put the blame totally on the woman is a miscarriage of justice. We take the blame together. We take the responsibility together. I believe it honors God more when you hold on to God to visit you. So I am saying to every man, don't divorce your wife because the baby is yet to come. Hold on to God who will visit you at the appointed time, and God will.
Where do I begin to tell the story?
So I'm a changed person. I'm a changed person altogether. I look at my life and I look at people. Some people come with hopes, cases that appear hopeless. But because of my miracle, I'll tell them, no, it's not hopeless. If we are looking onto the author and finisher of our faith, it can still happen.